Welcome, Cancer, to your Astrodice reading for October. Hope you friends are doing great out there. If your friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay, Cancer, let's see what's going on with you in your small horoscope for October. Something good. Have a good month. You got the sun coming out in the 8th house with Virgo energy. Nice. Okay. So we got the sun coming out. Your immortal spirit, purpose, and destiny is involved. Okay. It's that Virgo energy. The energy around you is dutiful, hesitant, humble, with a discriminating, diligent, and painstaking air. Going straight into the 8th house. So this is going to be in the house of assets, transformations, and intense emotions. So if it doesn't have anything to do with about the shared resources or assets, it could definitely just be intense emotions that are going on around you. So always remember that, right? Okay. Of course, the shared resources can be inheritances, anything of that nature, right? Things you get from divorces, loans. And getting straight into the situation. The situation is taking place at the beginning of the month, the middle of the month, and the end of the month. Okay, let's see what's going on. Moving up the ladder, but not really wanting to take a change. Okay. So it feels like there is some kind of message coming through that is telling you not to make the leap of faith. And it's telling you this is not going to change a whole lot during the beginning of the month with the 9 of Swords. But, but you're having the realization that this is going on. So it could be also that if you were looking for some kind of proposal or something that was going on with shared resources, you're getting the message that it's not ready yet. Just, having the revelation that it will come in or do whatever it's supposed to do is pretty much what you're having. These feelings of, and it could be intense emotions as well, right? But at least you're not, the 9 of Swords is upside down in reverse, right? So it's saying, I get it, I understand, right? So it's more of having an understanding instead of just panic mode. So where your destiny is involved with the 8th house, yeah, with something that had to do with shared resources, prosperities, material items, something of this nature. So it is definitely talking about those shared resources of prosperities. If you were getting something out of something, maybe it was even an inheritance from a mother or a grandmother or someone of this nature. Yeah, it's saying it's not ready yet. This message is coming in very slow, though. So it could be one message after another message. So it feels like there could even be a little hesitation to get a full view of what's going on within this message. So it's kind of like, oh, you sent me this message, and then all of a sudden this other message comes through. So it feels like it's not a completed message. Why would they do that, right? So with the Fool upside down, it's saying, no, this is not ready. This is not going to happen. There's going to be no continuing. Do not make any kind of leaps or faiths or spend anything that is not there, because this is a no-go, no-show. And you have the message to say that because it's a bad message coming in, right? And it was kind of a message that also feels like it was a little unprepared. Man, in 2 ways, though, right? Because you split it into 2 different messages, so therefore they weren't even 100% prepared to write this message. It didn't feel like it really had any kind of strategy or any kind of plan. Wow, it just kind of blah blah, and then you're like, what? And then the next message comes through. But you are a little blinded to the situation because of the poor planning and the way that it was being delivered, right? This message is just a poorly planned, delivered message. And it just doesn't feel like it had any kind of strategy at all. But you're also unprepared for maybe this answer as well, because maybe you believed that it was going to be ready. This was the way it was supposed to be. And now all of a sudden the situation is completely changed. So it kind of blindsided you, kind of knocked you off the ladder over here a little bit. Maybe you expected it to be ready and it didn't, it wasn't ready. So having the realization of the planning, like I said. So it's like the patience and planning. It's like having the realization the plan, is poor. It's bad. It wasn't, it's not even delivered properly. Like, why are you even delivering this to me this way? This is not the way that you deliver a message to someone. But it's also feels like for some of you, you might have been a little codependent on receiving this, this money's owed or this shared resource, having this go in your favor, right? Because it feels like you were patiently planning for this and you've made yourself a little over anxious for this to come through. And now you're saying, it's not coming. So there is definitely this hesitant. Over here with the Virgo, we're definitely seeing the hesitation over here. With the mid-month, holding tight to the shared resources, that's what it is. Holding tight to these shared resources. Waiting for these doors to open, waiting for this answer to come through, and now having a little bit of insecurities and doubts that it's going to go the way you want it to go. So it does feel like over here there is this, here comes those intense emotions of doubt, insecurity, that this is going. You really wanted this to go your way. You thought you were in control, trying to still keep control of the situation. Clarifying on the Four of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles, still nothing. Somebody's really keeping you like on pins and needles over here. Why is it taking them so long? What is your problem? So as you're over here still trying to take control of the destiny of the situation that's in control, that you're trying to keep control of, you're saying they're still not coming through. So in the mid-month, it's still not in your best interest. Now this is starting to give you anxieties. But we see that because now you're starting to get inside your head. Now the intense emotions are starting to pick up. You're getting the anxieties. You're trying to, this could be a lawyer over here, some kind of professional. The King of Cups and the Swords of Cups are always, King of Swords is always, King of Swords is always those like lawyers and representatives, right? They're the high logical people. But you have this King of Cups over here that just seems like they're keep coming back to you with the wrong message. Just keep waiting. So it does feel like your emotions are starting to intensify as you're trying your hardest to keep everything in place, but it feels like this authority is kind of not giving you the open doors, the green light to the situation. You are trying to keep your emotions at bay, but the anxieties and doubts are really, wow, you're really juggling these back and forth. And it's really what you're juggling back and forth is trying to stay above water over here with, your emotions and trying not to think of the insecurities and the doubts of the situation. But it just feels like because you have this message that keeps going back and forth as well. Wow. So there's that painstaking air coming through over here with, okay, well, another bad message. The monies that you see that are supposed to be due to you, the shared resources, where are you? The end of the month, the Sun, Four of Swords, again, with the Three of Swords. Well, at least you have the separation from the anxieties that you had before, but you're still, the hopes, it's kind of crazy. You still have some anxieties and you're still a little worked up. I just think you got yourself a little over worked up. But it's actually saying with the Three of Swords that the separation from a lot of the doubts and insecurities are coming, but you still have the insomnia. So you could still be a little anxious, even though you're trying to separate yourself from it, because the sun is coming out. Now you have the sun with the sun. So the sun coming out is saying there is a better path. Happiness is coming through. There is a message that's coming through that's much better from this Capricorn. Now we have a lot of Capricorn over here. We have Cap. You know, a lot of Earth over here. So maybe your lawyer is a Capricorn. Who knows? Or this Empress that you're waiting for. This, we got this message from the Empress, right? So this is pretty much just going to be her again. So it could just be a Capricorn. However, it's just showing Earth, right? So you have this message. You got this message at the beginning of the month saying no good, no good at all. Now you have this beautiful message coming through where the cycle has changed, with the Queen of Coins coming in, and she's saying, I have these prosperities, and you're feeling a little more prosperous about the situation. There is a little conflict, though, that's still kind of going on. There's this push and tug going on. So it feels like, did you only get half of what you were supposed to expect? But you still feel like you have the victory. It just feels like there's a lot of push and tug. Maybe you had to push and tug to get to your happiness at the end of the month to get to what you needed. Maybe that's why you have so many anxiety. Yeah, because I had to crutch this whole time. That's what it is. The King of Swords. This is somebody who might have a lawyer, some kind of financial person going on over here that you're really dealing with. Because as I said, the King of Swords is that lawyer, the same as this. So it feels like, however it is, it feels like you had to fight, right? You really had to fight for this in the end. But I still don't think that you got exactly what you felt you were deserved to have, or that you were told you were supposed to have. Something of this nature, guys. It doesn't feel like you got it all, right? I'm not sure if you're going to get the dues that are owed, or if this is just the decision that has come down, right, to it, which is, no matter what, less than what you wanted, but you still feel like you have some victory because you still got some prosperities, you got some of it. With the Three of Swords, so you're just saying, fine, I let it go. That's it, yep. I separated myself and let it go because, you know what, they said this and that and the other, because at least I got some of it. And that's really what it feels like. So whatever they said that you were going to get, if it's a lawyer or some kind of financial advisor or whatever is going on, it just feels like you only got half your dues, right? Well, at least you got some. But you got enough to make you happy, right? That's why you just said, fine, whatever, I'm done. Because you're stressing me out. Okay, and that was it for you, my friends. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.